Alright, here I am on the Pennsylvania Road railroad crossing in, it's between Riverview and Wyandotte, Michigan, but I'm just going to say Wyandotte, Michigan. So once again, this is another, I would say, rather infamous crossing owned by the CN Flat Rock subdivision, the CN Shoreline sub, and the Conrail Detroit Shoreline subdivision, which was filmed in the past by Owens 32, but obviously now I decided to come down here to relive some childhood nostalgia and tour these myself and see what they look like in the modern era. So yeah, I guess with all that said, let's go ahead and begin the tour. I don't really have much to explain, but yeah, there's a couple of guys down there touring it too, interestingly enough. So yeah, for the first signal, this has a Harmon cantilever, which is, I'm pretty sure is original. Here's the emergency information, the dot tag, and the dot number is 258095B for this one. And this right here is the Flat Rock subdivision side. As you can see, the two tracks, there's some spurs that go around and whatnot. And for the lights, this has two pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LED lights. Yep. And then for the gate mechanism, this has a Safetran gate mechanism with a Wabco base. And for what I remember, this also has Ricoh LED gate lights. And for the overhead lights, it has two more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. Yep. And then for the bell, this has a Safetran Type 3 electronic bell. So back when Owens 32 filmed this crossing, this had a Western Cullen Hayes mechanical bell that was really clunky sounding. Yeah, they replaced that pretty early in, like, I'd say 2012, 2013 with this bell, so that's a piece of that bell. That's pretty much what gave this crossing character, was the clunky bell that it had, and sometimes it malfunctioned too. But yeah, that said, this has some interesting material for its crossing boards. I wouldn't say it's wood, but I wouldn't say it's concrete either. But yeah, here's the next signal, which is somewhat similar. This has a Safetran base. Here's the emergency information once again. And for the lights, this has two more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LED lights. And for the bell, this has a General Signals Type 2 or probably a Type 1 electronic bell. This crossing used to have a bunch of Type 1 electronic bells, but I'm not too sure if they replaced them or not. I haven't heard it in action, but yeah. And also, if you look over here, this has an old Grand Trunk Western dot tag. Yep, right here with the same dot number. Since then, again, this line used to be owned by Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton, and also Grand Trunk Western as well. But yeah, with that said, with the Flat Rock subdivision aside, let's go ahead and go on and tour the signals on the Conrail Detroit subline. Side, not line, I'm sorry. But yeah, here's the first signal. This one also has a Safetran base. Here's the emergency information and the dot tag again. The dot number is 511824L, and below it is some older Conrail emergency information plastered on there. And for the lights, this has two more pairs of Safetran 12 by 20 inch LEDs. I mean 12 by 24, not 12 by 20. And this used to have 8-inch lights in the past. And for the bell, this one also has a General Signals Type 2 or Type 1 electronic bell. Most likely a Type 2, judging from how many changes this crossing underwent. Yeah, let's go ahead and cross her. So let's go ahead and tour the next crossing right here, which is similar to the other one. This also has a Safetran base. And this one doesn't have a blue tag, but here's the older Conrail emergency information right there. And for the lights, this has two more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. Yep. And then for the bell, this has another General Signals Type 2 electronic bell, I would assume. But yeah, that said, let's go ahead and go over to the next one in the next Conrail side track. So let's go ahead and cross her. There's an emergency vehicle down there, so hopefully it doesn't affect the sound too much. But yeah, for the next signal, this one's once again similar to the other two. This one has another Safetran base. Here's the emergency information once again for Conrail. Although Norfolk Southern goes through here now, but it's a maintenance there is a Conrail maintenance company nearby. But yeah, and then the lights are once again two more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. And for the bell, another General Signals Type 2 electronic bell. Only really an assumption if they underwent this many changes, but yeah, that's that. But at the same time, I can't remember if that clunky WCH bell used to be on this side or this side. I think this side had that bell. But yeah, let's go ahead and go over to the next signal on the Conrail side, or I would say the last signal on the Conrail side, which is once again similar to the rest. This has another Safetran base. Here's the emergency information once again, plus the blue tag. And then for the lights, this has 2 more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. And then for the bell, this one has another General Signals Type 2 or Type 1 electronic bell, kind of leaning to its side a little bit. Well, yeah, with that said, with the Conrail side aside, let's go ahead and go on to the last 2 signals, which are both owned by the CN Shoreline sub. But yeah, and if you look down there, wherever it's at, if you look way down there, there is an old Detroit-Toledo shortline relay box of some sort, which I just passed by when I was on my way to this crossing, interestingly enough. So yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the next signal. This one has a Rayco base, which is interesting, which is facing the other way, a Rayco base. And here's the emergency information, the dot tag, and the dot number for the shoreline sub for this one is 867586F. And there's no other, like, oh yeah, there's a Grand Trunk Western dot tag up there. Oh yeah, and then for the lights, this has 2 more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. And for the bell, it has another General Signals Type 2 or Type 1 electronic bell. Yep. And with that aside, let's go ahead and go on to the final signal, which is the other cantilever that Pennsylvania Avenue offers on the shoreline. Gotta wait for these guys to cross first, though. But anyway, had to wait for that for a little bit. So yeah, here is the final signal of the whole 4-track or 5-track crossing, actually. But yeah, this one has another Harmon cantilever. And here's the emergency information once again. And for the lights, once again, this has 2 more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. And I'm pretty sure this used to have a pair of lights that would point this way or something, but I doubt that. Maybe not. I don't think it did. But yeah, and then for the gate mechanism, this one has a Siemens gate mechanism. And then for the lights, this has 2 more pairs of Safetran 12 by 24 inch LEDs. And then for the bell, this has a Safetran Type 3 electronic bell, another one of those. Like I said, back in the past, this used to have 8-inch lights, I'm pretty sure of. I don't know how long they stood, but obviously changes go on. But to take a look at the track view, down there heads towards Vinewood Avenue and Oak Street and all those other crossings and whatnot. And down there, I'm not totally sure what this heads to, maybe to like a more subdivided tracks and whatnot. There isn't anything special down the tracks. It's just some, searchlight and color light signals, all that good stuff. And then, so for the Conrail side down there towards the Vinewood Street side, this has another one of those, approach lit Y pattern signals, which is kind of neat. And for the Flat Rock subdivision side, for the 2-track sections down there towards the Vinewood Street and Oak Street side, this, heads down to some signals and whatnot. And down there where it heads off to some certain places, probably to like a yard or more spurs, and you can see there are some more spurs and sections that go off to what used to be a factory of some sort or a customer, I think, or maybe those are just there for storage. So yeah, this is the Pennsylvania Railroad crossing in Wyandotte, Michigan. Another rather infamous crossing that has been heavily changed by modernism. There you have it. So for now, over and out.